Hi everyone. Hi everybody. Oh, why you guys are laughing?
No one's laughing, man.
I wasn't laughing. I'm laughing now.
Hi everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of Switch Number Podcast. It's your boy D, and I will be your host today for the episode 2. And like usual, I'm with OG right here. I'm with P
Hi.
Funk. P Funk, give us a little hi, and I'm with the beard. Thanks, sir. So for today's episode, we will talk about a lot of stuff, basketball related. Last episode was more of like an intro of the podcast idea, but now we're real life. We're digging into the subject. And for today, we have a lot of segments coming on. We got hot takes. We'll talk about the road to the BAL. We'll talk about the African qualifiers windows that will happen for the Afrobasket. And then, yeah, you will see guys and have play a little games. So I'll start with the hot takes. I will hand it over to my co-host OG, who will tell what is a hot take today.
I knew it was going to be me first.
Oh, you
I
damn
could feel
know.
it. Yeah, I could feel it.
Ladies
Okay.
first, as
Ladies
always.
first, we're gentlemen over
So
there.
that's true. All three of you are gentlemen. My hot topic this week is the fact that Mozambique will not be playing, and instead they are replaced with Morocco. Sorry, but
Morocco,
my question is, why were they replaced with Morocco instead of the next best team in Zone 6, which would have been South Africa? So I know I happen to have some tea on the situation and what happened, but I would like to know your thoughts before I spill it. Over to you guys.
Why not South Africa? Because of obvious reasons. No, I don't know. I have no idea. I would like to hear the tea from our gossip master over here.
So we assume
so-
that the gossip master is OG, right?
She knows everything.
Why would we know? Why would we assume that?
Because you people to know people, So yeah.
That's true. I totally agree. Jonathan, what do you think about it?
I think that maybe it shouldn't have gone to South Africa. I mean, it could have gone to any other team in the Zone 6. Okay, let's just say that South Africa has not been competitive lately in the past years. I think the last appearance goes back to 2017 in the Afrobasket. It goes back to 2017, and since then there has been no sign of them trying to come back on the African scene. So maybe they could have been given it to Tanzania or I don't know, Zimbabwe, whatever. It it should have been like this. I mean, for teams that try at least to come on the scene, they should have been you know how do you say that? Been given a stipend to come back. That's it. But why? This is something I don't know, and uh, I don't want to probe into this because it will be lengthy, and you hear so many versions of a same story. No,
True.
no need to probe into this.
True. I was also thinking maybe it's what's happened. Maybe it's because what happened with the under 18 tournament. I mean, I don't know, with all the organizations going on in South Africa and federations having real issues to get their players in. But I personally, I don't know what's going on here. I would love to know what's happened up
Well, because you dragged it
With that
out.
in mind,
there.
Okay, so rumor has it that the reason why it would have been I think it should have been South Africa is according to the table in the qualifiers, they were next in line. So to me, if a team can't make it, then it needs to go to the next team who would have qualified. That's how I see it. Now, rumor has it that the call was given to the RSA Federation, but no one answered the phone.
oh my goodness.
So therefore,
Sorry?
Oh Lord.
no one answered the
What
phone.
happened?
That's what I heard.
Like,
They called and they didn't answer. That's what I
Oh
heard.
my God.
Which
no.
I
They were
think
too busy
is
playing cricket and rugby.
not. I think that's
Kidding.
wild in itself. But then I guess the next thing to me then is if they didn't answer, then what was the next place zone 16? Because we skipped all the way up to zone 1. Like we skipped so many other. Why not go to zone 7? So that's where I'm just like, I wonder how
Who can we
that
ask?
decision was made.
But who can we ask?
I mean, I could ask some people. I'll come back to you next week.
Yeah,
I'll
got
let
you,
you
got
know.
you,
I'll
got
let you know. That's my hot take this week.
I got you.
Thanks for sharing. All right.
My hot take tonight for this week is Giannis Antetokounmpo being dunked on by Bruno Fernando, and that was like, listen. I know he's the MVP, Greek freak, Nigerian freak,
Defensive
this and
player
that,
of the
whatever.
year. Yeah.
But that dunk by Bruno, and Bruno, like, listen, he saves his. I mean, Bruno's not the same Bruno like when he was like 18, 19. He's bigger now, whatever. He lost a little bit of his hops, but he saves him from time to time. He comes back with some. I mean, that was violent. You know, he cocked it back. You know,
Yeah.
But listen, dunk of the year. If he doesn't get dunk of the year, it's rigged.
The
I'm having to
season
watch him.
just started. How can it be dunk
But
of
that
the
was
year?
that.
It's easily top 10 for me. It's easily
Yeah.
top 10. Like,
Come on, do you see? Like,
easily.
listen.
You think
Giannis was
you
like this, he was trying to go for the dunk, for the block, and then he did this.
oh,
No.
I don't want none of that smoke. No, Giannis don't
So
want
that
no.
was dunk of the year.
That was
Come on,
definitely
yeah.
it.
That was my hot topic.
Bear in
Bruno, stand
mind,
up.
bear in mind, like Giannis was in the spot too. Like, and he's 6'10". I mean,
Or more, or taller, yeah.
or taller than that. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it was definitely like it was a great dunk.
That's what I don't know if you saw it. I did a little, our typical dish. It's called funge. So I said funge, bigger than gyros and fufu. There you go.
What does it mean?
Our food, if you eat funge, you're gonna dunk on people that eat fufu and gyros, like Giannis. He's Greek and Nigerian. There you go.
All right,
Wow.
man.
Just give me this
You just
recipe, man.
I know. Because now everybody's like, oh, jollof rice, whatever. You guys go like, your wars. Listen, go down south and eat some fungi, and then we talk.
it was a great dunk. I know that you Pedro was hyped.
Of
Oh my
course.
goodness.
It was Bruno.
Come
Why?
on.
I'm telling you, it could have been any other player. He would not be talking this much. I
Yeah,
promise
we'll
you
be
that. It's
like,
just because
man.
No,
it's
listen. If it
Bruno.
was this dude, Silvio, if he was in the league, he would have dunked on. Come on, Bruno and Silvio, the Golden Boys. Come on.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Oh,
So
speaking of
Yeah.
Silvio, there's a documentary now that's gonna talk about. It's called The Last Amateur. It's a really because he was suspended for improper benefits from NCAA investigation. So now he's going to tell his side of the story because everybody else got it. All of a sudden, the African got. I mean, he didn't even listen. Rick Pitino lost his job. I know a guy. He went to Panathinaikos and coached. A lot of people went to jail, but Silvio, he's not in the NBA because of that scandal, and then all because he picked up that stool, but he didn't hit anyone, and he got 12 games, 12-game suspension.
That's
I know
crazy.
guys that punch. Listen, there was one kid he got punched on live television. He got one game.
wow.
It's a different like set of rules for us.
Yeah, measuring stick. Yeah.
It's
But hey,
it's so
keep your head
unfair.
up, Silvio. You'll be in the league soon.
It's so unfair. So, Beard, I will give my hot topic, and then I will have to learn it to you. You know that Senegal is hosting like we will play the Afrobasket Qualifiers, right? And the Afrobasket Qualifiers were supposed to be played at Dakar Arena, like the big arena that we got supposedly for the BAL. But unfortunately, there will be a martial art tournament going on in the Dakar Arena. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Make this stuff
So where are
up.
you guys gonna play?
At Maurice Ndiaye, one of the worst. Oh my God.
Oh,
Not the
One of
worst.
I mean, not the worst, but I mean, whenever you want to play in the standards, like for African standards, or you want to put up the standards of Senegal hosting a tournament or something like that, you're definitely thinking about the Dakar Arena thing. So Maurice Ndiaye is kind of like it's a real mess and yeah, very unpractical gym. It's not like a gym that you want to host a international event. See what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah, and it was a misunderstanding between federations. The federation did not call the. Uh, you guys, are you supposed to know about that? But anyway, the
I mean,
federations.
yeah. I
Yeah.
already know, but I'm pretending I don't know, so it's fine.
Oh God. So I'm giving it to the listeners. The federation did not call the Dakar Arena to, let team that handle all the logistic stuffs. And the Arsham already booked the stadium for the event, so they will be having a Arsham event in a basketball court in detriment of a basketball event.
That's
Lordy Lord.
you cannot make it up like that. If
Yeah,
someone wants
you
to
got
sum up what happens in Africa, that's uh, that's a good example of some of the things that can happen in Africa. Yeesh.
Lord,
I know.
oh
And then
Lord.
they watch us. They watch our games, whatever. They say, "Oh, what are they playing this thing? Don't they have? Oh my God, pull with them." You know, the same thing happened in Angola. You know, in Angola
Yeah,
we got the playoffs because we have a provincial championship, like a league, only in Luanda,
yeah.
and then we
Mm.
get a national tournament. Yeah. So they played into some. They looked like a hockey ring. Believe me. No, you couldn't see the 3 point line. People were like sliding or whatever. I was like, how can they play in those conditions? You know, guys, they make a ton of money playing there. You know, but that's yeah.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
I was so pissed off when I heard about it. Seriously, I mean, we're having that big arena that actually
Mm.
serves for nothing, only for the BAL having it, and even the national team not having the games played at the arena. It's kind of sucks because we played two exhibition games against Tunisia last couple of months, and we played it at Marius Ndiaye, so it's not. You don't have
You
a
didn't even
proper.
play at the arena for the
Yeah,
exhibition game.
no, I think the last Senegalese basketball that was played in the exhibition game was like 2 years ago.
Oh,
Wow.
Crazy. Only that, the only games that it hosts, it was BAL's game. See,
Yeah.
that's so
that's
unfortunate.
interesting.
Yeah,
Mm.
it is. But you know,
That's
Africa,
Africa for you. Yeah.
You know, Africa. That should be a
Unfortunately.
tagline. Put that on a t-shirt.
it's so unfortunate.
I'll do
So,
that next time.
so G, so the bird, what you have
So,
for us?
uh, in 2 weeks' time, it will be the FIBA Africa 3x3. FIBA 3x3 Africa Cup. That's a real name. Okay. And my hot take is it's not a question. Can 3x3 overtake the traditional basketball, the 5x5 format? Because when you look at, I mean, if you look into what's happening in the Indian Ocean, there's a momentum about 3x3. With Madagascar being, we have been African champions twice. Just if I'm right, there's something building up. They're trying to move together as a zone to promote 3x3. Now, what and looking at, I think they have 24 countries that have registered for this event in 2 weeks' time. So unfortunately, Mauritius isn't there. It's a bad point. But Seychelles got there. I mean, Seychelles, who had a team in the road to BAL, they are going to the Africa Cup. So that's the momentum is building on 3x3, and I personally think that it's gonna be what it's gonna be big 3x3 in the Indian Ocean. Now, can it overtake the 5x5 on the continent? This is the big question.
My thoughts on it, because I think also 3x3 does well in like European and American countries where basketball isn't as big. So they might not have a great national team, but they do really well in the 3-on-3 scene. So in Africa's respect, I think island nations, I think those countries who don't do well on the national stage, 3-on-3 is where they're going to do well. It's where they're going to excel because in terms of like cost, it's cheaper than having 5-on-5. In terms of running and teaching it in schools, it's a lot less complicated to teach young players, and actually a lot of kids are now learning 3-on-3 as the basic understanding of basketball before they get to learn 5-on-5. So if they already have that notion in their mind, it's a lot easier to segue them in this direction towards 3-on-3 than to segue them towards 5-on-5, especially when you don't have an established 5-on-5 system where you can see yourself progressing. I think the beauty of what's happening with the island nations for Africa is that they are investing in 3-on-3. We see Madagascar doing well. Now you're hearing about Seychelles. We're hearing about these countries who are not doing well when it comes to qualifiers for World Cup or Afrobasket or even Road to BAL or WBAL. But now in 3-on-3, these nations are coming out. So I think it's a win-win all around, but I don't think it will take over 5-on-5 for like the mainstream, just because like I just think those countries who are established are just going to keep going in an upward trajectory.
I mean, it's an Olympic sport now, and I saw like, you realize that the U.S. there was a huge like controversy because they were saying, "Oh, okay, how come the stars, the big stars, then go and play 3-on-3?" They had like Jimmy Fredette playing 3-on-3. He's like and then why don't you have like a Kyrie Irving? Because in other countries there's people that play 5-on-5 and then they go and play 3-on-3.
But do they
You
not
know,
have the rule that football has? So in football, it's like under 23s in the Olympics. Is that the same
oh,
for
for
three
real?
on three?
I mean, I don't know because at least in Portugal, I know girls that I know. I mean, Portugal is really big on 3-on-3, like female, not male. And there's girls that play in both the 5-on-5
Mm.
and the 3-on-3 national team. Like and they really they now the women's and they're trying to trying to qualify for the Eurobasket, but
Mm.
then 3-on-3 they were trying to qualify for the Olympics. So in Angola we did a little bit, but we stopped doing it. 3-on-3 was done by Muzadi, right?
Mm.
Victor Muzadi. Yeah, he did like Muzadi court. He did the whole 3-on-3, but then all of a sudden, I think during COVID, it stopped.
Of
You
course.
know, yeah, and then you needed like because you got to go. There's points. You got to go to tournament A, tournament B, whatever. In Europe, they do it. I don't know how they're gonna do it in Africa because logistically, is like almost impossible if you think about it.
Mm. But if we think about logistics, it's more cost effective to transport a 3-on-3 team than it is to transport a, a, a
A five on
national, like a 5-on-5 team, surely.
so
Yeah, but those guys that play
Yeah,
club, they
basically.
play 5-on-5 during the season. They
Mm.
can't just pack up and leave and go. I got to go in 2 weeks. I got to go to like Seychelles, and then I have to go to Mozambique. I have to go to Libya. I have to go. So
Mm.
it happens here in Europe, but like it's during the summer. It's the off season in 5-on-5, so they play and there's a lot of money. Prize money is crazy.
Mm.
These
But
kids
see,
make a lot of money.
I think what would work is if, and not to segregate it, but essentially you have 5-on-5 players and you have 3-on-3 players, and not relying on a player to play both, and just saying,
Okay,
Here are our 5-on-5 African stars, and here are our 3-on-3 African stars." Like, to me, that's what makes more logical sense,
I got you. I
because
got
it's
you. I
two
got
different types of game.
you. I mean, it's the same game, but it's a different approach.
yeah,
If you think about
it's
it, it's the
gonna
same game. But I mean, because
Yeah,
everyone, listen, if you play 5-on-5, you play 3-on-3, it's the essence. Playground basketball is the essence of like basketball. You play 3-on-3, you play 1-on-1, you play, so there's no like, I don't think anyone that plays 5-on-5 basketball on a competitive level, they never play 3-on-3. 3-on-3, but then not competitively though, but we all
yeah.
play 3-on-3.
But it started to to be a big thing here in Senegal because you have players that play actually for the 5-on-5 team, the 5-on-5 national team, and also representing the 3-on-3 national teams
There
for
you go.
some sort of a sport because they get paid for that, so it's more money to coming to them. So
Yeah, of
sometimes
course.
they do travel to go to Dubai or whatever some case may be to have a tournament and play everything. So
I got you. I got you.
yeah.
No, makes sense. Makes sense.
I mean,
There is
yeah,
money though.
there is money, and at the end of the day, it's still basketball. So
I know. I
it's
know.
starting to become a thing here in Senegal. So I don't know. Yeah. So, Beard,
let's
thank
wait
you.
and
Well,
see then
Yeah,
how it goes.
yeah. That's
Welcome.
Let's wait and see how it goes, and let's wait and see if Il Mauritia one day will make it to the tournament, the 3-3 tournament. Yeah. So it was the hot topic segment. Now we headed over. We go to the road to the BAL segment with what happened to the qualifiers. I will give you guys a little bit of updates of the Elite 16 qualifiers for Road to the BAL. First of all, I will try to explain a little bit to our listeners and audience what the Road to the BAL is, and then give a little bit of updates of how the games went and which teams made it to the actual BAL, the BAL first round. So yeah, the Road to the BAL is a qualification process for the actual Basketball African League, right? And for the in the all process, you have like first the qualification rounds, which means teams compete in the national leagues, right? And winners of the national league gather around to play for the road to the BAL tournament, which will kind of determine which team will be qualified and made it to the BAL. So you have zones that will play it. You have the East Zone, the West Zone, the North and Central, Southern in Africa. Competed in the tournament hosted by different countries. And then after that, the tournament, you have the Elite 16. The Elite 16, which is the best team from the regional qualifiers, then progress to the Elite 16 round. This is a high stake round robin and knockout tournament. So that's a little bit the explanation of what the Road to the BAL is. And for this year we have the great tournament, I would say, because it was the Elite 16 tournament for the West Division was hosted by Cote d'Ivoire, and the country was representing Cote d'Ivoire is kind of familiar to the BAL, which is ABC Fighters, and yeah, they played. They was representing the country, and actually the host of the Elite 16 tournament. So, which team made it to the final round? We got four countries that competed in the last round to get two tickets for the BAL. So we got in the last podcast, in the last episode, it's kind of funny because the bird was saying, "Is Libya the new big team in Africa?" And yet they prove us right by qualifying to the BAL, beating the host team. And bear in mind that they were, I'll not say heavy favorite, but the poll vote was giving them 90% favorite to beat ABC, which is a big challenge because ABC is familiar to the actual
Mhm.
BAL and they're playing at
True.
home. So it was a game that went to the wire. It was a really mix of emotions. We got seven lead changes. We got runs all over the places. The 2 point guards, Nasir Zuzwa and Tyler, was like getting back and forth into the game. And it was decided at the last minute. And at the other hand of the game, we got Stade Malien was playing against the Cameroonian team, and it wasn't like the other game. It wasn't like the other game, not that competitive because it was a kind of blowout. It was more of a 15-point lead at the end of the day. So Stade Malien made it to the BAL, qualified to the BAL, and Al Ahly also qualified to the BAL. And the finals, we had Al Ahly playing against Stade Malien, who controlled the game through all three quarters, leading by as much as 15 points in the going up to the fourth. But Stade Malien made it competitive by coming back, but they could not complete the comeback. So it was kind of the update that I have with you. So the question that I'll ask to you, host, is which player did stand out for you guys, and which team had a most impressive run for you guys?
I'll stick to my Libyan team. I'll stick to my Libyan team. I mean, there's something about them. There's something about them. And uh, the shooting guard, I think, Bad Rush uh, from the Al Hali. This guy, he just does everything. He knows where his teammates are. He he plays basketball. That's the point. He plays simple. It's simple. It's it's nice to see this guy play, and so I think that there's something about them. I'll put my money on them for the next BAL.
I want to agree, but I feel like we've fallen into this trap before. Everyone remember when Stade Malien came third, and we were just like, "Hold on, what's going on here? Stade Malien are amazing." And I think the issue is that they're new. They're the new like shiny thing, right? They're the new exciting thing. They're the thing
Mhm.
that people are engaged with and entertained by. But the road to BAL and the BAL are two very different competitions. And when you
Preach. There
run
you
with the
go.
big boys, you're
Yeah,
going to get humbled real quick. And I think that's something none of us are really taking into consideration because, okay, as much as I hate to say it, they are going to have to go and face Petro de Luanda. They're going to go and face whoever won in Tunisia. They're going to face whoever won in Egypt. And then whoever wins the Nigeria
Nigeria.
Division One as well.
Yeah,
So you're playing with a caliber of players who does this year in, year out. Not okay, we're playing our national league. Year in, they come to the BAL, they go through the conferences, they make it to the final, they understand how the system works. I'm sorry. Okay, like 5 minutes, I'm coming, okay.
that's so
I'm
cute.
babysitting, guys.
That is so cute.
Yes, you can play with the ball. Okay. um, so the point I'm making is, as much as I want them to win, I think it would be great. I think they're going to get annihilated in the first conference. The first conference they play in. That's my take.
And also, there's something that we're not even paying attention. There's all these new signings. There are going to be a lot of new signings.
Yeah,
You know, because that's what happens. You know, you
yeah.
don't know. I mean, I don't know who's Petra gonna bring. I don't. Yeah, I know the locals, the local players. Yes, Solo is there, but then they can
True,
add three more.
true,
You know, who knows? Who knows
true.
if Nick Foss is gonna go? You know, yeah. So
Yeah.
to me, it's like it all depends on who has the deeper pockets in order to
Mm.
go and attract
Hmm.
the better talent.
But I also think that they
That's
have their roster is really deep. They have actually good players. So if you think about it, like Kevin Murphy, the point guard, and Deng, oh my God, he really killed them. He really killed ABC in the first two quarters. He was having them. So they do have a actually great court. But Petro, you said it best. Like as in, you will never know until we know which who people they're gonna bring in and if they will get into the chemistry, is the chemistry will be right to kind of right into the rosters.
Yeah, but the thing is, like the way our competition is, we play the provincial championship first for Luanda.
Mm.
They only play one foreigner, one import player, and now they're gonna bring because now the Angolan league before they only allowed two foreigners,
Mhm.
now they allowed three.
Yeah.
So you know that's why when Majok went there,
Mm.
Majok wasn't even playing. Majok was just practicing with the team. You know, he wasn't playing. So
Okay.
that's why, like, oh my God, it seems like they don't sync. You know, yeah, because they never play together. They just practice, and then they were never tested in the Angolan league. That's another thing. The league is for a team like Petro's caliber, it's too easy. You know, there's not
Mm.
enough competition. You know, so and maybe because I see in other
Mm.
countries, like sometimes there's like even in like in Nigeria now,
Yeah.
Nigeria, hey, amazing Amayo.
Amazing
He's
Amaya.
back.
See,
He's
You know,
back.
he's back.
here's the thing. Like Amaya said, okay, I'm gonna go play with Libya, get some practice in. Then I'm gonna scoot over to Nigeria, play with the Rivers Hoopers, win the championship, then come and play in the BAL. And I
How
feel like
does it work?
yeah, but that was my first question. Because surely, like, that's a bunch of overlapping contracts, right?
Yeah,
Surely there should be
Nah,
some
it's a
rules
in
short
the
saying
term
okay,
same
that
contract.
seasons, in the same season.
that's what I'm saying. But apparently, we haven't thought of that as a rule to put that in place because he's not the only player. Other players are doing it too. But
Of
more than
course,
that,
Absolutely.
I agree.
you've got a caliber of players, like you were saying, that their
Mm.
body is ready, their mind is ready, that they're literally able to play half a season here, half a season here, come and do the qualifiers, and then go sign with the BAL team and then ride it out to the end. And I think when we think of our domestic teams, oh no, sorry, not domestic teams, when we think of our D1 teams, I don't know if the domestic players in those teams have that same physicality, if they have that same endurance. And this is where, like Pedro said, you're gonna see like the weak being separated from the strong.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. I really don't know. I don't know how these overlaps contracts work, right? Because in our league, the winners in our league is Icefield Dakar. I'll tell you the episode one. The thing is, our captain joined the Burundian team to play for them for the road to the BAL. So I don't know how we're gonna handle that to play with them, and then knowing that they already qualified for the BAL, is he gonna play for them for road to the BAL? And when they are qualified, what he will gonna do? Is he coming back home playing for ISV Dakar, or is he gonna stay? I don't really know how this contract works because it's the same year of contract, and you play for two teams in the same tournament in the same competition. So I don't know.
Wow.
It can't. There must be something. I'm sure that there's a rule there, and someone has just missed it. It's just gone over someone's head that players are doing that, because that can't make
It,
that's
it,
it doesn't work.
it doesn't work.
I mean,
Yeah.
at FIBA level, you need a letter of clearance, basically. So the team that you left needs to send a letter saying, yeah, he's free, whatever. But then, what if you don't want to send? What if you leave, like on bad terms or whatever? It happens. I know a lot of guys. Okay, I'm gonna go play for this team. They pay you 1 month, 2 months, the third month they don't pay you. They owe you money when you leave. And then
I
what
mean,
happens? They
that
don't send the
happened.
letter. I mean,
That happened year 1, year 2 of the BAL. I heard for some players that they played for teams and they didn't get paid.
I don't know, but Crawford did that too.
Yeah.
Crawford did that too, playing for a team for a road to the BL and then playing for another team to the actual BL. I'm missing the year, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
We need a BAL expert. So if you're a BAL expert in the comments,
please, yeah.
can you just write it out for us or send us a quick voice note so we understand what's happening here?
Yeah.
Appreciate ya.
Yeah, 'cause
For sure. For the question I have, which team for you guys really did impress in the actual Elite 16 tournament? As
Wait,
in,
obviously it's Al Ali, no? Because I'm not gonna lie, I thought they were gonna get smacked up. I thought ABC were gonna destroy them. And
look
then
at
they
this.
come out here
Yeah,
and I'm just like, okay, maybe there's something I don't know about this team.
they're playing great
I mean-
basketball and they went and beat it. Just think about it.
It's crazy.
to me was what's the name of Magic Mataro Magic? Yeah, because they have an Angolan coach, you know, my boy, you know, and I was because you know why? Because we don't if you realize something, most of them, it happens in football, it happens in basketball. A lot of our talent is not being coached by us for whatever reason, you know, because I mean, it happens in Angola, you know, happens in what I like Senegal, the Sangana job, you know, respect, and it happened before with they want to play for they want to play for Barcelona, the big dude, what's his name?
Oh,
The
Tavares?
previous coach. No,
No, sorry.
the previous Senegalese guy. No, the Sagana, no. Yeah, before that. He played for Barcelona, the EuroLeague. The tall guy, like he's in the NBA now. He's an assistant with the Nuggets.
Oh, Boniface, yeah.
Boniface Ndong, yeah,
Boniface
that's it.
Ndong, yeah.
You know, so I'm like, I mean, I like the fact. Okay, listen, you guys did all this, like in terms of all these accomplishments, whatever. Be a coach now. We have assistant coaches. All our greats are only assistant coaches. And then they go like, oh yeah, we need an Angolan coach. I mean, we have an Angolan coach. Coach Mané, Cape Verde, he's Angolan. Now we have this Coach G also. So we need to have we need to start sending coaches too. You know, not just players. Coaches need to go and get some other. First of all, just improve. Like a higher competition, go to Europe. Be coaching in Europe, be coaching in the US. Yeah, that's what we need. More Africans, and Angolans in particular. Yeah.
So, any specific players that came into mind that made the outstanding tournaments for you guys? Because I can tell you that Kevin Marcus Murphy
Yeah,
from
there was one. There was one.
yeah, he was going back and forth with Nasir Zuzwa into the semifinals game,
Can I
and
can I
actually,
say something that's maybe a little bit unpopular? I
yes,
thought
please.
Zuzua would be better.
Whoa,
I,
What?
I'm
I
just
don't
saying it.
know. They went head to head.
Can you
They
repeat,
went head.
please?
No, I think they heard it in the streets already. I don't need to say it twice. I don't need Cote
No,
d'Ivoire coming
I
after
didn't hear
me.
it.
No, I said I thought Zuzua would have been better in the road to BAL. To be fair, that's for the whole team. I thought ABC would have been better. But Zuzua, I was expecting to be that guy, the guy that leads the team to victory. And he just felt very lackluster. Was I the only one who felt that?
So it came with a lot more hype. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah. The
Not
hype
that,
was,
not
yeah.
that Zaire Wade hype, but he had
Yeah,
hype.
yeah, no, no, no.
No,
There was
definitely
no.
not. Yeah, there was a
There
hype.
was.
There was a hype behind
I
that
mean, come
because
on.
I mean he was coming to. He played like the Olympics qualifiers with Cote d'Ivoire, so he was doing great. And he's an international player, so the expectations were high to him. And I kind of agree with you. He didn't like met the expectations that was really placed on him because he was
He
supposed to
didn't kill
be
it yet.
the best player in every
Mhm.
games that you play against ABC, and he got
Agreed.
outplayed big time. He got outplayed big time by Kevin Murphy in that
Mm.
semifinals. I mean, he had a stretch in the third quarter, but in the fourth, he completely disappeared, shooting all for four from three, which is kind of crazy.
But is
But
that
yeah,
is you know when we look like, and I know we need to move on to something else, but just quickly, when we analyze games like that and we look at that just that section of play, that fourth quarter, is that down to the player not not performing, or is that down to the coach not understanding what is needed and expressing that to the players on the floor?
Some coaches they don't have the player enough time to be able to
true.
know the player's game. Also,
Mm.
like look what happened. I'm just gonna once again I'm gonna gravitate towards the Angolan team. Faust, coach knew him from Mexico, but imagine if it was another American just join in. That's why like
Mm.
last year they replaced the American. If you remember,
Mm.
Mm.
Petro had another kid who came. He played at Marist University, no Manhattan College, Manhattan University. Then he got replaced by Nick Faust. I mean, he was somebody that a little bit older, more experienced, because it was the first experience away from NCAA. So and then all of a sudden goes to a team that has all these little rules. Nobody stands out. It's like play within the system. So you're not going to be. That's why Crawford wouldn't fit in Petro. You
Mm.
know, he wouldn't. Like he's too ball dominant. Whatever. He's an amazing player, but yet
He's great.
this Faust kid, he just came and he didn't care. He was like, hey, So I think sometimes you need to understand. Some players come with a lot of with a reputation of being uh, program changes and this and that, whatever, and then they don't fit with a team. Yeah, I guess this, but it's I don't know, it's just a question of fit. Sometimes you fit with some teams, sometimes you don't.
Okay, so it's that time again, window two of the Afrobasket Qualifiers. It's going to be held in Dakar. Next week it starts. So we have preliminary rosters. That's essentially what happens in a FIBA competition is you get a 22-man roster. And then from there, 2 days before the competition, they have to narrow it down to a 12-man or woman roster. So right now we're dealing with the preliminary rosters. You will have seen them floating around on social media, Facebook and YouTube, no, Facebook and Instagram and X. So I guess my question is, are there any names that stand out to you guys on the roster that you're like, okay, this person could be a game changer? The reason I say that is because Mali's roster has Adama on it. And I know for a fact Adama's not coming. But they put him on the roster. And I wonder if teams do this. Like they put people on the roster
Fear,
for other.
like, oh my, the fear factor, yeah.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
with Adama, we all know where he is. Do you know what I mean? So it's very obvious he's not going to be there. But in terms of looking at the rosters, looking at the teams that are playing. We have 8 teams playing. This would be a good test. So it's going to be the host, Senegal. Mozambique is replaced by Morocco. We have Mali, Rwanda, DRC, South Sudan. Oh, come on. Nah, I've lost it. South Sudan and who? Who are we missing? There's 2 more. Cameroon.
Wait. Oh yeah, Cameroon. Yeah.
And if anyone wants to jump in and help me out, I'd appreciate it. I
Yeah, you
can't
said
think who the
Mozambique
other
is out.
team is.
Who replaced Mozambique? Was it Morocco, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I'll come back to you and I'll tell you who they are. But essentially, my question is, so they're split
Rwanda.
into 2 groups, by the way. Say? Rwanda?
It was Rwanda. I think you missed Rwanda.
Okay, and
You missed
Rwanda. So they're split into 2 groups of 4. So I want to know, who do you think is going to win all of their games? Now, I know that the first instinct is for you to say South Sudan, because looking at
They're
the
not
roster,
coming with a
exactly. Omo is in Asia. He's not coming. Deng is in Australia, I believe, and then obviously Malawak isn't there, and some other key players. So I don't
The other
know.
guy signed with Israel. Shaikh, what's the name? What's
Oh,
the guy's the guy? Yeah, he signed
Shaq,
with Maccabi,
yeah, he's with
Maccabi
Maccabi, and
Haifa,
obviously
Maccabi
Carlick
Tel Aviv,
Jones.
Maccabi Tel
Yeah,
Aviv. Yeah.
Carlick Jones isn't there either. So I think it's going to be a lot more difficult, which will make the games more competitive, and it'll be a fun game to watch. But I don't think South Sudan is going to win all their games. My money, if I was betting money, would be on Cameroon, because I think they have enough homegrown
True.
talent to actually
True.
dominate. And then as a second team, I'm gonna have to say Senegal, because I don't think Mali has all of the weapons it needs, even though I think Mali is a better, like, cohesive team. If we look at the 2 teams playing side by side, I think Senegal is still very disjointed after they've, lost a lot of their older players, and they're bringing in those new younger players. Mali is a little bit more settled in that regard. So those are my 2 teams. I want to know your guys' teams.
I got to give it to you with Mali because first of all, they do great in the youth level, and then but the only thing is I saw some of these lists, preliminary lists, they're like a little hopeful because they're trying to call up some people that play in the NCAA. They're not gonna come. They're not gonna. First of all, they're not gonna miss classes. They miss games, important games. Like. But I would say Mali, yeah, Mali. But if they get I don't know, Cameroon too. Mali, Cameroon, yeah.
I would go with like just like Oji said. I would go with Cameroon, and for the fun fact that they will play against Senegal and they already beat Senegal when we had all our rosters through the Olympic qualifiers, and also Senegal can have a chance. If only they can beat Cameroon regardless. But yeah, I'm putting my money on it. The jersey that I'm wearing right now.
Jonathan?
I'm going with Cameroon too. I think for what they've been showing in the past month at Olympic qualifiers and all that, I think that
Yeah.
they're gonna be the team to beat.
Yeah, they will because like they had some great head-to-head matchups between Senegal and they beat Senegal, and us right now we don't have our NBA players, and just like Oji said, they have a lot of more local players that playing in the high level in their lists. So us
Hmm.
we don't have our NBA guys unfortunately, but we do have Jean-Jacques Boissy. We do have Broncos coming, so it's still a
Is
good
Branko
roster, but
coming? Is
yeah,
Branko coming?
I mean, his name is on the list though. I
Hi,
mean,
Thaddeus.
his name is on the
Just
list
saying
though.
hi.
So
Calm down.
and we also have some young guns that come, but they did not. Senegal did not show me any promises that they can be dominant in that level because we do play 2 exhibitions games against Tunisia, and we lost one of them, and the one that we won wasn't even. I mean, it wasn't like it was like a hard game. I would say that. So we weren't dominant to win that game. And knowing that what Cameroon has to work and the players that they have right now in their rosters, put my money on them. But hey, don't sleep on Senegal though.
Just before Jonathan, you give
Oh,
us
not
your take. The other team that I was forgetting was Gabon, and no disrespect to
Oh,
Gabon, if there's
Oh,
going to be a team that finishes 0 for 3, it will be them.
they'll be playing against Senegal and Rwanda too. I think we
This is
are
what
in
I'm
the same
saying.
pool. That's tough for them. That's really hard for them.
Can you name a player from Gabon?
I didn't
Yeah,
even know they played
yes or
basketball
no.
there.
stop it.
Let
Oh,
me yes
they
or no.
do play basketball. What do you mean?
No, surely there
Hence,
was
Hey,
a team in Rose PAL from Gabon, no? Or did I imagine that?
hence the
yeah,
surprise. Hence this.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were.
hey, I gave you a name. I gave you a name of a player from Gabon. Come on,
Okay.
I gave you a name. Yeah.
Okay, fair, fair, fair. But Jonathan knows his stuff. Jonathan's that guy. He, I, I imagine in Jonathan's house, he's just got team sheets, lists, players'
This
names. With
player's
it's like
name,
he's got
No,
a string going
no,
across.
just like that commercial Jada
I'd
Reddick
like to
did.
do that.
The cycle,
I'd
African
like to do
basketball
that, though.
cycle.
All right,
I'll
so
do that. I
Jonathan, who do
promise
you
you. I'll show
think's
you that.
gonna win? Who do you think's gonna be 3-0 in the Afrobasket qualifiers?
Let's see who team there. Morocco. Mm,
Oh, that's a hot
yeah,
take.
maybe. Yeah, but there's a big question in because the players are getting old and
Hmm.
it's maybe the pride. The pride of being wild, of getting a wild card. Maybe that will make them play a bit better than what they did last time.
All
Very
right, so
It's
that's it so
react.
far, I guess, for what we know. Uh Next week, obviously, we'll be in the thick of it, so we'll be able to talk a little bit more about it. We'll watch some games. Um, this is a promo. If you want to watch the games, you have to have courtside 1891. I don't
Mhm.
get no money from telling you this. I just want you to know that. I just want you to be able to watch the games. And to do that, you need to get courtside 1891. You can get a subscription for just the qualifiers, and that's it. But if you're about it, get on it so you can join the conversation.
But how come there's no YouTube, whatever, like they do with a European, right?
People need to make monies. I don't.
Yeah,
I,
but
hey, come on.
It makes sense.
no, it does make
How are we
sense.
gonna
But
pay
It does make
people?
sense. Yeah.
like
I
TV
understand. I
rights.
understand your point, but also at the same time, I think if you give something away for free for so long, people lose the sight of how valuable that thing is.
Interest.
And yeah, and if we think of the rights for basketball in Africa have been given for free for X amount of years,
Yes.
has it really improved how many people watch the game or are interested in the game or how much people value the game? I don't think so. Now, if you value the game the same way you value the NBA and you buy an NBA league pass, you're going to value this too.
I got you. I got you. No, it makes sense. Makes
Makes
sense.
sense.
I mean, I always do when the motherland plays. So when I got you.
Thank you, OG, for that free ad. So, just to the listeners, we're not getting paid for that.
I
we
wish I
just
had a promo code. When I was
that's the
like,
thing.
promo codes Swish Nomads
It's like,
15.
yeah, but we'll work on that. We'll definitely work on that. So it's just like when you want to tune in into the game, just get your good side and get your thing. So next segment will be spotlight on African NCAA players, and it will be going to my guy P Funk. So floor is yours.
Here we go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, this is a year of the African big man. First of all, because we got Kaman Malwash went to Duke. That kid, listen. He signed already with Clutch Sports. He's got like the stamp of approval. LeBron. because you're gonna say Rich Paul, but it's LeBron. You know, we
Nah,
all
I'm
know.
gonna say Rich Paul.
And we're gonna say Rich Paul, and then one kid that I'm really fascinated. It's like let me see if I can pronounce his name correctly. Hold on 1 second. His name is Ismaila Diagne.
Smiley Jack.
Yeah.
Diagne. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This kid, listen, I watched him because I have one of my players, Paulinho. He played for Real Madrid, and my player played for Central Basket. They went head to head at U18 Spanish League, Spanish Championship, right? So the kid, he's going to Gonzaga. You know, he's going to Gonzaga, and he's gonna kill it because. Don't get me wrong, the kid, he's going to destroy the NCAA. He's going to destroy the NCAA. And then we got the kid Ruben also. Ruben, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm
Oh
trying to
wait,
read it here.
from NBA Academy.
NBA
That Ruben.
Academy, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
he's
my
he's
goodness.
lit.
You went to
He's
Florida now, University of Florida.
Oh, no
The kid is
way.
like you went to Washington State, I think, and then he transferred. Because now they got the NIL money. There's guys that want to stay in the NCAA for 6 years.
Wait, I have a question about the NIL money. Originally,
Okay.
when they were talking about the concept of it, if you were not an American player, you would not receive NIL. Has that changed?
I mean, there's like ways to circumvent the whole thing, you know. Like,
Okay.
let me give you one way they do it. Let's say the team goes to because allegedly the player is not allowed to work on his unless he gets INS authorization, which almost never happens. But a way to circumvent that is by, let's say, the team goes to the Bahamas. He does a promotion, signs some autographs, some balls, some T-shirts. He gets paid, you know, or he gets paid through a foundation, whatever. So are you telling me Kamal Malwash went to Duke for free? Because, you know,
Yeah.
Maybe-
you
it
know,
makes
that's
sense.
you know,
Makes sense.
no, there are ways. I mean, it's harder for non-US players to get NILs because in the States it's super easy. Like for if you're an American citizen, these guys, AJ DeBon's the #1 player in the nation. They're saying that if he goes to college, he's gonna get $6 million. That's what they're saying. He's worth $6 million. You know, there you go. You know, there's a kid named Mikey Williams. He signed with UCF. But now, not only on the NCAA level, now let's take it down a notch. Let's talk about high school. Because in order for you to get to the NCAA, most of the African players they can't just go straight to
The
NCAA. They need to go to high school. And then listen, remember that tall Ghanaian player from that won the MVP? What's the guy's name? The U16.
From
What's that guy's name?
20 from this year or no?
Last year.
From last year.
2023. Yeah.
Oof. I don't remember his
the
name,
whole
but
squad,
yeah.
the whole squad. Arafan. This kid, listen, out of the 12 players, 8 left. 8 left. He went to Canada first. This kid went to Canada. Now he's playing for Iowa United. Killer. You will see him in the NCAA, and then if everything goes according to plan, you'll see in the NBA in 1 year, in 2 years, this year, next year, and that will show us that there's so much potential in Africa. But the only problem is we keep forgetting African point guards.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Because you only talk about big men.
Yeah.
You only talk about big men. Because like you mentioned before, Badil, he went to summer league. You know, there's but then they still. I'm gonna give it to you. In terms of because the American what they understand is a point guard. They're very offensive minded. American point guards are very offensive minded. I'm going to give you one example. There's one school called West Oaks Academy. It has a tradition of African players, a plethora of African players. And now there's 8 Angolan players, 8 on the same squad. And then back home, people are like, oh, well, come, they're all together, whatever. So if there was a team of 12 Americans, they're all from the same country, they're playing. When they play at home, they're all from the same country. But these kids are like, remember Frenchie, Sylvain Francisco? Sylvain from the French national team.
French
You went to
national
West
team.
Oaks.
Yeah.
He's Angolan. You wanted to play for Angola. The Angolan said no. You're just
Isn't
in
he
high school.
What?
How?
He's French. Why do you think his name is Francisco? He's Angolan.
Sylvain
you know,
Francisco?
Angolans.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but hold on.
Francisco.
I didn't know that.
I
Yeah, he's
didn't
like,
know
no. The
that he
kid is
wanted
like,
to
he went.
play for the
Listen,
England
he
team.
went to school with Celta Miguel. He's going to Maryland now.
Mm.
Rifa Miguel. Then he went to Ohio. He went to UT Martin, and another kid called Eric Amandu. Three Angolan guys. The guy was like, "Listen, I'm Angolan. Whatever. Let's talk. Please talk to someone in the federation. I want to play for you guys." Nothing. But then,
I mean,
for whatever reason, when he went to the ACB, when he was playing for Mandesa, they wanted, "Oh, come play for us." Nah, too late. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Facts.
And so kid
wow.
went and he started at the World Cup, rightfully so. But now I'm gonna give you one example. There's 8 players from 7 Angolans and one half Angolan. Yeah. So that kid, there's a 7-1 unicorn. They calling him the African Wemby. They call him African Wemby. Paulo Semedo Dubala. That kid he was an MVP of the U16 in Spain. Then he had a knee injury, and then whatever. So people gave up on him. Oh, he's not going to be the same, but he got better. So he's over there, like he's the 6th ranked player in the class of 2025 in the state of Florida that hosts the top 5 players. Because like the number 2, Cameron Boozer, is from Florida, right? So he's going to be ranked soon. And then we were gonna see there's Moroccan kids. I met some Congolese players, Nigerian, of course, man, Nigerian. Some kids that went to the to Afrobasket. So this is the year that players other than big men, than centers and power forwards,
That's the
some
same.
some small forwards can make some noise at the high school level and then catapult themselves to the NCAA level. So this is a way of. That's why when you come with this, the BAL, we're bringing American point guards. We need to promote our
Uh,
young
African
African
point.
point guards
True. Yeah.
But maybe
because if
that
you
will
cannot
change
play,
though.
That's
Maybe that
true.
will change now. Now that we're starting to see them more in college and high school, maybe the BAL evolves a little bit more, and instead of bringing import Americans, we start just bringing back our own kids to play those
okay,
positions.
yeah,
Yeah.
it should,
It could be
yeah,
dope
it needs
though.
to be. But you do understand something. It's historical. I'm telling you.
Mm.
The same way in the states they say, okay, there's not a black quarterback because he can't play quarterback. Now they see an African point guard. They think we can't. First of all, it's a language barrier. But if you speak English,
Mm.
there's no barrier.
Mm.
You know.
But then
And
hold
then,
on,
but
what happened to my boy, the Terry Darlin? Because maybe he's not a point guard; he's a shooting guard. He was sick. He was like the best thing to come out from Africa in the longest
yeah, I
time.
know.
Where's he now?
He signed with. He got drafted by a
He got
team
drafted,
in I don't
and
the G League.
yes, and now he's in the G League.
The G League. Yeah, but the only problem was like when he went to the G League Ignite, he came out. Listen, he was ranked. People were talking about mock drafts about Thierry. But he was going as a guard. He would play the point,
Yes.
play the two.
Yeah.
He was like a
Yeah.
combo guard.
Yeah.
He got to the States he got to G League
To do
Ignite.
the
What did
event.
they do? What did they do? They put him as a
Yeah.
stretch four
Forward.
a little
Stretch
bit
four.
as a yeah,
And then they put
and then
Why?
like
all of a
yeah.
sudden
I think they put Scott
because
Anderson over him.
there you go,
That
there
was
you
that
go,
was the thing. It's kind of like the
there you
same
go.
first row, but yeah, they put
Yeah.
Scott
Why
Anderson
would you?
over
And
him.
then and the thing is like the kid is so talented. Hopefully, he's going to showcase his talent out in G League, and then get a call up.
Mm.
But because he will be the first non-big to be in the NBA. African. I mean, now, I'm not talking about Luol Deng because Luol Deng
Hmm.
went a different route.
Maybe
Yeah.
Emmanuel
And then
Mudiay. Yeah.
he grew up in the States.
Yeah, he grew up in the States, but he was born in Kinshasa. So.
There,
Yeah, but
yeah, but he grew up in the States. I'm talking
yeah,
about somebody coming from the motherland
Yeah.
going there. Like
true.
there was also like Roman Sato. Remember Roman Sato from
Yeah,
Central African Republic?
yeah,
He was drafted by the Spurs. But he went the college route, da da da, and then he went, and then he played in Spain and played in Italy. But I'm talking about a guard,
mm,
Mm.
an African guard, straight up. I would love to see that.
I'm
Thierry
praying
has
for
the
him.
yeah.
yeah, true. But then there's all this misconception. I have situations like this. I got one kid. His name is Carlos Damata, 6'8" player, 6'8", long arms, can play the one, defend. He can defend the 1, 2, 3, 4, depend. Yeah, small ball 4, yeah. But then they changed position. They say, yeah, you go and you're gonna be a 4. All they had him doing like be rim running. like this, setting
Mm.
picks,
Wow.
rim running, not getting, and then he looks robotic because he doesn't know how to play without the ball. He never played without the ball, you know. So now he has to be in a situation that okay, the coach wants to play like you. So I'm totally, because they don't do that to European players. Luca was a guard. He was a guard.
In
He was a guard in Europe. He's gonna
Europe.
be a guard. You know, they don't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know, because they don't trust our decision making. They don't trust a lot of stuff about African players. You know, so but let's listen. So this year we're gonna come with. There's I will talk about one kid also before because he stood out. He had a breakout game last year. He's a kid named Sadrak Nganga. He played with Bronny at Strive for Greatness in AAU. He was the highest recruit for Boise State. Played in Boise State. Something didn't work out. He transferred to Seton Hall, and now he's playing at San Jose State. He had
Mhm.
29 and 12 last no 3 days ago in a tournament in Hawaii. So it can be a
Mm.
break because he was my bet, like because he used to work out with LeBron. Come on, man, you work out with LeBron, you're good. You have the stamp of approval. So I might, I don't know if seeing we might see him in the league, but you know, it started like the season started right for him. So that was my contribution. Talk about some African players in the NCAA, and
Yeah.
then back to you, D.
Thank you, man. Really appreciate it. It was really insightful and we kind of, I mean, us and listeners kind of let us know what are the African talents that's actually making it great and having a great impact in the NCAA. And we're seeing that now we're not only talking about rim runners and screen setters, we're talking about
True.
forwards, slashers, guards, you know what I mean? So it's really, it's cool. It's cool.
I got
So, so next segment will be D1 news, and I will hand it over to the Beard, who will give us about what's going on into our continent in terms of basketball.
So I've been digging around for information about what's happening in Africa, and if you don't know, it's in Nigeria. The race to the BL is open because there are 8 teams gunning for one ticket. Okay, and everyone wants to take down the River Swoopers,
Of
as far
course.
as I remember. And today marks the start of the tournament, actually. So 8 teams, one ticket. It will be by the end of the week. We'll know who will be representing Nigeria in the BL next year. So we go back to we'll travel to Morocco this time. Morocco, who by a bit of luck came back to Afrobasket Qualifiers, but the local tournament is underway, and it seems that FUS Rabat, the guys from Rabat are solid leaders. I mean, they have 5 wins in 5 games and 40 with 4 teams battling for the second spot. You have Etihad Tanger, Maghreb Athletic, Wydad Athletic, and Ice Saleh. All those 4 teams are trying to catch up with FUS Rabat. And just so you know, Rabat just beat Kokab Athletic 92-52 in their last game. So it is, they are showing that who's the boss over there. Uh, Now we travel to Tunisia. Tunisia is a bit more interesting because the the men's tournament, men's league is on hold because they are hosting the Bahrain national team for two game series. In It's a friendly game, a series of friendly games here. So, but just before that, what we saw was that Monastir, US Monastir, beat Club Africa in the last confrontation. No? And this was a remake of the Champions Trophy back in May, if I'm right. So Monastir just saying that, just sending a message to everyone in Tunisia that they're here for business, And good thing is that I don't know if you know that Kirouan, Kirouan team. It's a very nice team, but that was in the first Africa Basketball League back in 2019. I don't know if they were wearing green jerseys back then. And since then, they have been low profile, but I see that Kirouan is are coming back on the main stage here, And good thing in Tunisia is that there's also a women's tournament underway. So last time we checked, it was CS Faxia, that's the name. That were champions last year. I remember I wrote a piece on that at some point, and they also sent a clear message. They just beat Al Hilal Sport 80-32. I mean, that was something for the reigning champions in Tunisia. So that's all for me for the moment. If I pick up some news, that's all for me for today. I'll see you next week for any other news.
Can I just say that Jonathan is like so professional? He makes me feel bad.
Come on. Come on.
It's all like laid out. He's got headlines and then he's got context. I'm just here like, oh, I heard a rumor from somebody.
I'm telling you, he's a genius.
Someone told me something. Yeah.
Someone told me something. Nah.
So,
No, that's why we
Jonathan,
make a
not a
great
goat.
mix. We all different. We all different. We all come with like a set of skills, and then some are more like
true.
book smart. Some are more street smart. So, know what I'm saying?
Jeez.
I feel offended.
No, it's more like no. I mean, come on. It's a great mix. It's a great mix. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Thank you, Jonathan, for that. So, guys, I had a question for you. What do you think about the IS Duanurani?
They got everybody, man.
Here's the thing. We said it before though, like you can go and grab all these weapons, but if they don't gel together, if they don't work together, it doesn't help you win. You've just spent a lot of money to come eighth or something.
Yeah. But I mean, that was so funny to me that they get all the Senegalese into the club. So people are calling them IS Duan Urunani from Burundi.
It would be sick if they won though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
True.
True. That
I'll
would be
get a Urnani AS1 t-shirt. Like, yep, they
they'll,
did that.
they'll be winning by the power of friendship, you know what I mean? The power of jollof rice. Yeah, so thank you guys for listening. So we get into the end of today's episode. We dig dive into a lot of subjects here, and I would like to especially thank my co-hosts here, OG, P Funk, the Birds. You guys did an unbelievable job. So please, listeners, don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment down below in our socials. Which team do you think will go 3-0 in the qualifiers? So thank you guys. That's a wrap for me.